Prime Minister Narendra Modi to convene an all-party virtual meet to discuss the situation along the India-China border. Presidents of various political parties to take part in the meeting. India reiterates it wants peace and stability on the LAC with China, but says there will be no compromise with the country's territorial integrity. Government denies talks of soldiers missing in action after the clash in eastern Ladakh's Galwan Valley with Chinese troops on Monday night. External Affairs Minister says soldiers guarding borders always carry firearms, but there's a long-standing practice not to use them during face-offs. Prime Minister reviews the situation of oil well blowout and fire in Assam, assures people of Assam that the government of India is fully committed to providing support and relief and rehabilitation to the affected families. Directs Petroleum and Natural Gas Ministry that this incident should be studied and documented. Prime Minister will launch Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan on Saturday to boost rural employment generation. 116 districts in 6 states will see the mission unfold over 125 days to give income support to migrant workers. 50,000 crore rupees will be spent to boost rural public works infrastructure. Rajya Sabha election to be held today for 19 seats of 8 states with special arrangements made in view of the coronavirus pandemic. 5 members, including 1 from Arunachal Pradesh and 4 from Karnataka, elected unopposed. Recovery rate from COVID-19 in India almost 53%. The number of active cases stands at 1,60,384, whereas the number of those who have recovered climbs beyond 1,94,000. 12,237 people dead so far. Death toll worldwide climbs to over 4,52,000. And Prime Minister Modi releases video ahead of International Yoga Day on Sunday, appeals to people to mark the day with their families while observing social distancing norms, says yoga builds a healthy body and a strong mind. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma and our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has convened an all-party meeting at 5 this evening to discuss the situation along the India-China border. In a tweet, the PMO said the virtual meeting will be attended by presidents of various political parties. The meeting assumes significance in the wake of recent violent face-off between Indian and Chinese troops in the Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh. 20 soldiers of the Indian Army were martyred. Prime Minister Modi said that the sacrifice of the martyred soldiers will not go in vain. In a strong message to China, Prime Minister also said that India wants peace, but if provoked, a befitting reply will also be given. And joining us now is our correspondent Arun Sharma with more on the all-party meeting that the Prime Minister has convened this evening. Well, Arun, if you can hear me, the discussion will of course be on the India-China clash, on the clashes along the border. The discussion will be on the issues with China. What can we expect, considering that considering the significance of the meeting?
That's right, Rukma. This meeting, which Prime Minister has convened today, the all-party meeting, is very much significant today. Important part is that in last about 2 months, this is the second all-party meeting that Prime Minister has convened. Last time it was about coronavirus or COVID-19 as to what can be the strategy and to apprise the situation to all the political parties and to take all the political parties on board as far as the COVID-19 situation is concerned. The all-party meeting was convened. And now this time when it comes to the conflict between India and China, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has convened this all-party meeting. What our sources are telling us at the moment that more than 15 political parties will be participating in this all-party meeting. Any political parties having more than 5 or more than 5 MPs will be a part of their primarily their chief or the president will be part of this all-party meeting. But now, why this meeting? There are some of big takeaways that can be expected. Number one, now Prime Minister Narendra Modi will, of course, be apprising all the political parties about this conflict. Will also be taking the suggestion. But the important part is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be assuring all the political parties about the India-China conflict as to how nation or India is in a position to give a befitting reply to China, and what can be the further strategy as far as dealing with China. Second important part, we have seen that day before yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi assured entire country that the sacrifices of our Jawans, 20 Jawans, will not go in vain. India will take revenge, and of course, befitting reply, a rebuttal will be given to China if in case the sovereignty or integrity is compromised. Not even an inch will be compromised when it comes to integrity and sovereignty of our country. So that's what something Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he assured all the countrymen, he assured 130 crore people. In a similar way, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be assuring all the political parties. Now, just ahead of this all-party meeting, what we have seen that various reactions have come in, either by tweet or via reactions. All the political parties are backing the government at the moment. All the major political parties, barring few, have clearly said that they are standing with the government. They're standing with the Indian Army in this time of conflict, and they stand shoulder to shoulder when it comes to Indian Army, and they're also standing with the government. No matter whatever decision the government takes, the political parties are on board. And in a similar way, only now the center will try to assure all the political parties as to what can be the further course of action as far as dealing China, what can be the future course of strategy as far as China, what can be the short-term and medium-term strategy as far as dealing with China. These are some of the big highlights that can be discussed as far as this all-party meeting is concerned. But yes, it's a crucial meeting because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is known for taking everybody on board when it comes to dealing with crises. Earlier, we have seen in terms of coronavirus, Prime Minister immediately called an all-party meeting, and all the political parties are welcoming this decision of convening all-party meeting by Prime Minister Narendra Modi immediately after this conflict. This gives a sense that entire country is speaking in one voice. This gives a sense that entire country is united. So when the all-party meeting is convened by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it's a strong message to the entire country and the world that yes, the nation is united when it comes to conflict with any of or anybody as of now. And yes, the country will not compromise as far as the sovereignty or the integrity is concerned.
Right, Arun. Well, thank you so much for joining us on that. And India has strongly countered China's claims of sovereignty over the Galwan Valley region in eastern Ladakh, where the violent clash between soldiers of the two sides took place, leading to casualties. India clearly says that there will be no compromise with the country's territorial integrity. Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar also countered the charge made by former Congress chief Rahul Gandhi that the Indian soldiers who were killed in the exchange were unarmed. The government has also discredited all rumors suggesting that some other Indian soldiers are missing in action. Here's more.
India has trashed China's claim of sovereignty over the Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh, the site of a violent cross-border clash, saying such exaggerated and untenable claims are contrary to the understanding reached during a high-level military dialogue on 6 June.
While we remain firmly convinced of the need for maintenance of peace and tranquility in the border areas and the resolution of differences through dialogue, at the same time, as Honorable PM stated yesterday, we are also strongly committed to ensuring India's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
The external affairs ministers of both the nations had a telephonic conversation on the matter on Wednesday, and India had made it clear that China should honor the sanctity of the bilateral agreement. Major generals of the two armies met on Wednesday. India has said that none of the soldiers are missing in action. Meanwhile, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that soldiers securing the line of actual control carry arms with them. Let us get the facts straight. All troops on border duty always carry arms, especially when leaving post. Those at Galwan on 15 June did so. Long-standing practice as per 1996 and 2005 agreements. not to use firearms during face-offs. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also saluted the valor and bravery of the Jawans.
चाइना ने जो किया है उसके बारे में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बहुत ही स्पष्ट तरीके से देश का इरादा स्पष्ट किया है। हम बहुत गंभीरता से इसको लेते हैं और हम शांति बनाए चाहते हैं, लेकिन इसका मतलब कोई भी आए और छेड़े, ये उसका अर्थ नहीं होता।
BJP launched a frontal attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his comments on the matter.
कल 19 तारीख है ना, ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग कल प्रधानमंत्री ने बुलाया है ना, इतना भी संयम, तृण मात्र का भी आप में संयम नहीं है। आप इस प्रकार के भद्दे सवाल एक ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म पे पूछ रहे हैं।
BJP has meanwhile cancelled its virtual rallies for the next 2 days. The nation gave a tearful farewell to the martyrs, and the people are thronging to pay their last respects to them. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar joined the people in paying respects as mortal remains of 5 soldiers reached the state. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik also joined people in paying tributes to the brave hearts. Punjab also gave a heartfelt funeral to the 2 brave sons of the soil who were martyred in Ladakh. Commanding officer of 16 Bihar Regiment, Colonel Santosh Babu was accorded a Guard of Honor in Suryapet. The mortal remains of Indian Army Havaldar K. Palani was laid to rest at his native Kaddukallur village in Ramanathapuram district, Tamil Nadu, with full military honours on Thursday. The entire nation is standing with the brave sons of India who laid down their lives while protecting the territorial integrity of the nation.
Senior military commander level talks continued on Thursday to take the disengagement process further after the violent incident on Monday night. Even as China claimed sovereignty over the Galwan Valley, India trashed the claim as exaggerated and untenable. With cameraman Sumit Naudyal, Amritpal Singh, DD News, Leh.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday reviewed the situation arising out of Oil India Limited oil well blowout and fire in the oil well Baghjan 5 in Tinsukia district of Assam. The review meeting was attended by Home Minister Amit Shah, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas Dharmendra Pradhan, Chief Minister Assam Sarbananda Sonowal, other union ministers and senior officers. Uncontrolled gas started leaking from this well on the 27th of May 2020. Thereafter, while preparation was on to control the leak, the well caught fire on 9th June 2020. The families living in the surrounding areas have been shifted and relief camps set up by the state government in collaboration with Oil India Limited. Approximately 9,000 persons are living in these relief camps. As an immediate relief measure, 30,000 rupees each has been sanctioned for 1,610 families identified by the district administration. The Prime Minister has assured people of Assam through Chief Minister Assam that the Government of India is fully committed to providing support and relief and rehabilitation to the affected families and is standing with the state government in this difficult time due to the unfortunate incident that has taken place. He also directed the Petroleum and Natural Gas Ministry that this incident should be studied and documented so that learnings become useful in the future. Further capacities and expertise should be developed within our own organizations to avoid such mishaps in future and deal with such calamities in case they occur, he said. During the review meeting, it was informed that the detailed plan has been drawn with the help of Indian and foreign experts to control the flow of gas from the well and to cap it. The plan is being executed as per the prepared schedule and it is proposed to cap the well on 7th July 2020 after taking all necessary safety precautions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch a massive rural public works scheme, Garib Kalyan Rojgar Abhiyan, to empower and provide livelihood opportunities to returnee migrant workers and rural citizens on 20th June through video conference. The Abhiyan will be launched from village Telihar, block Beldor of Khagaria district of Bihar. The villages across 116 districts in the 6 states will join the program through the common service centers and Krishi Vigyan Kendras. This campaign of 125 days, which will work in mission mode, will involve intensified and focused implementation of 25 different types of works to provide employment to migrant workers. Focus will be on creating infrastructure in the rural regions of the country with a resource gross envelope of 50,000 crore rupees. A total of 116 districts with more than 25,000 returning migrant workers across 6 states, namely Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Jharkhand and Odisha have been chosen for the campaign. These districts are estimated to cover about 2/3 of such migrant workers. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar also emphasized on how the government has been successful in bringing back migrant laborers to their homes safely.
प्रवासी मजदूर जो महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना से उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार जाने के लिए आए, उनको सीमा पर से गाड़ियों में बिठालकर उनकी सारी खातिरदारी करते हुए उनको उत्तर प्रदेश के और बिहार के सीमा के नज़दीक जहां उनको पहुंचना था वहां पहुंचाया गया। ये काम मध्य प्रदेश ने लगभग 7.5 लाख मजदूरों को पहुंचाया।
Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh has said that workers who returned home during the lockdown are returning back to the state now.
महाराष्ट्र में अनलॉक की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। इस अनलॉक 1 के तहत हमारे पूरे महाराष्ट्र में मुंबई हो, पुणे हो, नागपुर हो, सभी जगह अनलॉक 1 के तहत अभी उद्योग और कारोबार की शुरुआत धीरे धीरे फिर से हो रही है। ये देखते हुए अभी फिर से जो श्रमिक जो हमारे भाई थे, फिर से उनका महाराष्ट्र में आना चालू हो चुका है। करीबन रोज 15-16 हज़ार श्रमिक भाई हमारे अभी महाराष्ट्र में आते। ये इसका आंकड़ा धीरे धीरे और बढ़ेगा और इसकी संख्या फिर से ये लोग उद्योग चालू होने से बड़ी तादाद में फिर से महाराष्ट्र में इनका आना चालू हुआ है ताकि उनको रोजगार मिल सके। इसके लिए सभी ये श्रमिक भाई अपने अपने राज्य से फिर से महाराष्ट्र में आ रहे हैं।
And elections for 19 Rajya Sabha seats spread over 8 states will be held today. Of the 19 seats, 4 each are from Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, 3 each from Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, 2 from Jharkhand, and 1 each from Manipur, Mizoram and Meghalaya. In Karnataka, where elections were to be held for 4 seats, all the candidates have been declared elected unopposed. They are former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge, BJP candidates Iranna Kadadi and Ashok Gasti. BJP nominee Nabam Rebia was also elected unopposed to the lone Rajya Sabha seat from Arunachal Pradesh. Counting of votes for all the 19 seats will be held this evening. Legislators vote to elect candidates for the upper house of parliament. Election Commission has made elaborate arrangements for the voting, keeping in mind the coronavirus pandemic. Every voter will be screened for body temperature and will have to use mask and adhere to social distancing norms. Legislators having a fever or showing other symptoms will be kept in a separate waiting room. And with more details, joining us now is our correspondent Rishi Kumar. Rishi, a very good morning to you. Voting to be held for 19 Rajya Sabha seats spread over 8 states today. Well, what are the kind of preparations that have been put in place in view of the protection and precautions against the coronavirus pandemic by the Election Commission?
देखिए, मैं जहाँ तक इस दौर में जबकि कोरोना वायरस के चलते देश में तमाम समस्याएं हैं, इस बात को लेकर कि ये संक्रमण से लोग प्रभावित हो रहे हैं, इस चीज को चुनाव आयोग ने शुरुआत में संज्ञान में लेते हुए इस चुनावों की घोषणा के साथ साथ ये भी ऐलान किया था कि हर एक राज्य के जो मुख्य निर्वाचन अधिकारी हैं वो एक नोडल ऑफिसर नियुक्त करेंगे इस मामले को लेकर कि इस चुनाव के दौरान जो भी तैयारियां हैं कोविड-19 से प्रिकॉशंस के चलते उन सबको हर हाल में सुनिश्चित करना है। जो गाइडलाइंस हैं केंद्र सरकार की, राज्य सरकार की और जो WHO की गाइडलाइंस है कि हमें किस तरीके से सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग, मास्क, सैनिटाइजर यूज करते हुए और साथ ही साथ थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग उसका भी पूरा प्रयोग करना है कि अगर किसी वोट डालते समय किसी विधायक का टेम्परेचर ज्यादा होता है तो उन्हें कुछ देर के लिए रोककर और उन्हें अलग से वोट डालने की अनुमति देनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि एक साथ उस जगह पर वोट डालने की उन्हें अनुमति नहीं देना है या फिर उन्हें कुछ देर तक रोक के वहां पर जो भी व्यवस्था होगी उस व्यवस्था के अनुसार ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि कोई भी संक्रमण वहां पर न फैले और इस चीज को सुनिश्चित करते हुए ही वहां पर मतदान की प्रक्रिया को आगे बढ़ाने के जो आदेश हैं, जो कराने के आदेश हैं, वो चुनाव आयोग के इसका अनुपालन भी पूरी तरीके से किया जा रहा है। हम जानते हैं कि सुबह 9 बजे से ये वोटिंग शुरू हो गई है, शाम 4 बजे तक ये वोटिंग चलेगी और 5 बजे के बाद जो मतगणना है वो भी शुरू हो जाएगी। जैसे कि आपने बताया कि सब तरीके से अगर हम देखें तो 4-5 राज्यों में जो चुनाव है बेहद दिलचस्प हो गए हैं, खासतौर से तब जबकि सीटों की संख्या से ज्यादा एक कैंडिडेट यहाँ पर अलग अलग राजनीतिक दलों ने उतार दिए हैं। चाहे वो मध्य प्रदेश की बात हो, चाहे वो राजस्थान की बात हो, चाहे गुजरात की बात हो, चाहे वो आंध्र प्रदेश की बात हो और या फिर झारखंड की बात हो। त्रिकोणीय मुकाबले के तौर पर अगर हम देखें तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट है, वहां पर भी मुकाबला दिलचस्प है। तो कुल मिलाकर इन राज्यों में ये जो 19 सीटों पर चुनाव हो रहे हैं, जो कि हम जानते हैं कि जो 24 सीटों पर फिलहाल ये चुनाव होने थे उनमें से 5 सीटों पर चुनाव निर्विरोध हो गए हैं, जिसमें कि अरुणाचल प्रदेश और कर्नाटक जैसे कि आपने बताया सीटें हैं। अब इन सब चीजों पर चूंकि वोटिंग होनी है और तमाम कवायदें कोशिशें हमने देखा है राजस्थान और मध्य प्रदेश में खासतौर से सियासी दलों के द्वारा की गई है विधायकों को अपने अपने पक्ष में करने को लेकर, और खासतौर से मध्य प्रदेश में हमने देखा कि वहां पर जो है चाहे वो बीएसपी हो, सपा हो या निर्दलीय है, वो भी बीजेपी के खेमे में दिखाई दिए, जबकि वो पहले किसी और खेमे में थे। तो इस तरीके से ये जो चुनाव है बेहद दिलचस्प हो गया है और विधायकों के और अन्य पार्टियों के क्या रुख रहेंगे ये शाम को पता चलेगा। लेकिन ये 19 सीटें जरूर हैं, लेकिन देश की निगाहें इन सीटों पर है कि खासतौर से राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश में क्या स्थिति बनती है और क्या वहां पर क्रॉस वोटिंग हो पाती है, होती है, कैसे होती है, ये दिलचस्प बातें हैं। लेकिन चुनाव आयोग ने जो तैयारियां की हैं कोविड-19 के से कोई भी प्रभावित हुए बिना ये वोटिंग को ये हर हालत में सुनिश्चित किया जा रहा है।
Right, Rishi, thank you very much for that in-depth analysis and for joining us on that. And Union Home Minister Amit Shah has emphasized on the need to have a unified strategy in the Delhi NCR region to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairing a meeting on Friday to review the preparations for management of COVID-19, Amit Shah said that keeping in view the close-knit urban structure of the NCR region, it is necessary for all concerned authorities in Delhi and NCR to come together to tackle the virus. The Union Home Minister said that in order to control the virus, there is a need to test more, and it is also necessary to identify and treat those who are diagnosed as positive. The Union Home Minister said there is a need to work in mission mode, and he also said that the expert committee under the chairmanship of Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul has fixed a price of 2,400 for COVID-19 tests, and if the price for such tests is higher in the states of UP and Haryana, then the state governments could decide to lower their prices after internal consultations. Amit Shah also said that the committee also decided on rates for COVID-19 beds and treatment, and these rates could also be applied to hospitals in the NCR region after consultations. Home Minister also said that it would be better to conduct COVID-19 testing through the new rapid antigen methodology that has been approved by the Indian Council of Medical Research, as it will ramp up testing capacity and will help in early diagnosis and early treatment. He directed officials from Uttar Pradesh and Haryana governments to submit information about COVID-19 beds, ventilators, oxygen cylinders, ICU and ambulances available with them, and their plan to augment these resources by 15 July 2020 to the Union Home Ministry so that a common strategy can be devised in the National Capital Region in the battle against the virus. And let's now take a look at COVID-19 updates from across the world. Over 84.53 people have tested positive for COVID-19 globally. 84,53,000 people have tested positive, 4,52,000 have lost their lives so far. The United States continues to remain the worst affected with respect to the number of confirmed cases, followed by Brazil and Russia. Over 21,87,000 people have tested positive across the United States, while 1,18,000 have died due to COVID-19 there so far. Brazil has recorded more than 47,000 deaths and over 9,78,000 confirmed cases, trailing behind the United States in both categories, while Russia has reported over 5,60,000 confirmed cases. And the number of COVID-19 cases in the U.S. topped 21 lakhs as the daily new cases hit a record high in some states yesterday. The national death toll increased to over 1,18,000 as social and economic activities are gradually resuming across the U.S. Texas, California and 18 other states have witnessed a rise in the daily new cases. In California, residents were ordered to wear masks at nearly all times outside the home, with exceptions made for people eating and drinking in restaurants or exercising outdoors. Meanwhile, leading government expert Anthony Fauci said that the United States does not require more widespread lockdowns to get its COVID-19 outbreak under control. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has shared a video message on International Yoga Day, which will be marked on Sunday. He has appealed to people to observe social distancing norms while celebrating the occasion. Take a look.
Friends, greetings on the 6th International Day of Yoga. I'm very happy to note the growing popularity of yoga in the last few years, and especially among the youth. We are marking the 6th Yoga Day in extraordinary times. Usually, Yoga Day is about public events, mass participation. This year, Yoga Day goes indoors. The theme of the year is Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Friends, the world is fighting a pandemic of monumental scale, but yoga provides multi-dimensional solutions to the multiple challenges COVID-19 has brought. Yoga gives you the opportunity to know your immune system better and put in the extra efforts where needed. Yoga has the potential to cater to mental, physical and psychological challenges. It puts to test how one can live in challenging times. Friends, yoga offers something for everyone. It enables strong mind and healthy body. In the post-COVID era, the focus on preventive health care will get stronger, and that is why I'm confident that yoga will become even more popular. Friends, these are times of distancing. But do you know that yoga is what ends distance? It is said, Yujjate anen iti yoga. Yoga is that which joins or brings things together. Yoga ends various kinds of distance. Distance between our mind and body, which is the root cause of many problems. Distance between the life we have and the life we want to have. Distance between our expectations and reality, which can become a source of stress. Friends, the regular practice of yoga gives emotional strength and empathy. We begin to understand that others would be going through the same struggle as us. So, we become a shoulder of support for someone in need of it. Friends, the COVID-19 pandemic may have reduced our mobility, but it should not affect our enthusiasm towards yoga. People have been sharing innovative ways to practice yoga in times of the pandemic. They are also sharing how they will mark Yoga Day on the 21st. This is a great sign. This time, small is smart and small is good. Respecting the present situation, let us mark the 6th International Day of Yoga from our homes, with our family. And let us follow all norms of social distancing. Let us make yoga more popular and our planet healthier. Thank you.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Namaskar.